B105, The Breakfast Club, Cathy and Ken. It is 8:07. It's cold, 25, 35 below zero today.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cathy, you're going to go see one of my favorite movies of Star Wars.
Of the saga.
Star Wars story, Rogue One.
All right, let's put this into perspective. We're going because my husband
Your
wants
husband
to see
wants
it,
to go.
and I love movie theater popcorn.
I'm telling you, I want you to be able to understand what's happening in this movie in the proper timeline so you have a chance of liking it. Because you're going to be so busy asking questions during the movie that you're not going to enjoy it. So I'm trying to answer these questions before you go into the movie. So I come up with Cathy's easy to understand Star Wars. And I put it on a piece of paper. I wrote it down so I wouldn't get lost on this. And this has to do with the Star Wars timeline, okay?
All right.
You can bring this with you.
I was hoping for a flow chart.
Oh, I can do that too.
Then I can display it for the other people who are just there for the popcorn.
And for their husband, to make their husbands happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and you've already admitted you haven't watched most of the Star Wars, right?
No, the one that came out in what?
77.
77. And then this last one, The Force Awakens.
You haven't watched any other ones in between?
I've seen bits and
Okay,
parts
that's
on
all you
TV.
need to know. That's all you need to know. All right, so we're going to start out. This is the timeline, okay? This doesn't have to go in the order of when they actually came out in theaters.
When you have a math test and you really don't want to take it? I'm having that feeling right now.
Just be a part of the show.
I'm trying.
I'm helping you. This is to help you. You need help.
I know. I'm trying.
So this doesn't have to do with when they came out, because that gets kind of confusing, because the prequels came after.
I know. It's
okay.
ridiculous.
So this is the actual timeline of how the Star Wars story happens, okay?
Okay.
Phantom Menace. This is episode 1. This is where Darth Vader was a kid.
Saw that.
With the pod racing?
Where that thing, that buzzy bee thing was flying around, and the guy that kind of
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Saw that.
He was the slave owner.
Bits and parts. Yes, the slaves. Okay.
That was Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader.
Living
Your
with his
terms.
mom. Okay.
This would be Darth Vader as a kid. Attack of the Clones. Angry teenage Darth Vader.
Don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, you probably haven't. And then you got Revenge of the Sith. That's the next one in line. That's where Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader.
Oh, because his body burns
in the lava.
into the molten.
Yes, you've seen that. You know more than you think you know. That is no, it's very important. Listen to me.
Okay.
That's when Luke Skywalker and Leia Skywalker.
They're born.
In
Yes.
that movie.
I saw that
You're
one.
following me. Okay.
Yes.
Now, hang on. We're going to go into hyperspace here.
Okay.
We're going forward 20 years later.
Forward, but later.
Forward. We're going forward in time.
Forward, but it's later.
In time.
Forward in time, but it's later.
Yes. How's that so hard for you to understand?
Because how can it be later if you're going forward?
Cathy, just shut up and listen. Okay? We're moving in the timeline 20 years later.
Okay.
How is this so hard?
Because if you're going forward, how can
Just
you go later?
let go of that and follow me.
Okay.
So now Luke and Leia are about 20 years old. Do you get that?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw that one.
No, you haven't.
Oh.
Just stop and listen.
Okay.
So this is 20 years later. Rogue One, the movie you're going to see tomorrow. Okay. This is where the rebels steal the plans for the Death Star. Okay? We don't meet Luke or Leia in this one. All right? So this is Rogue One.
Where are they?
They haven't been discovered yet. Okay?
Okay.
Then we go into A New Hope right after Rogue One. The next movie in line is A New Hope. That's where Luke and Leia, we meet them, and Han and Chewie, and they blow up the Death Star.
That's the one I've seen.
Spoiler alert.
That's the one from 78.
Yeah, 77.
77.
Nobody's counting. Then it goes in Empire Strikes Back. That's where Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite, you know? You know that?
My homie has that on the back of his cell phone. Yes.
And then we go to Return of the Jedi, and that's where Luke blows up the second Death Star. Spoiler alert. Then Vader dies, and that's the one with the Ewoks.
Oh, seen that one on TV.
I knew you would understand that.
Yep,
and then we go into A Force Awakens, which was 30 years later, the one you just saw. That's where we meet Rey, Finn, and Poe.
Did he sit down and write this whole thing out and then put it into chunks and then we're going to do this one and then we're going to do this one?
George Lucas?
Yeah.
Well, the last two George Lucas had nothing to do with Rogue One and Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh, well, did
he
he do
sold
a
it to
cease
Disney.
and desist? Oh, okay.
He sold it to Disney for like $500 billion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, do you understand now where Rogue One is?
Can we go through this again?
No. All you got to know is it's right before we meet Luke and Leia in that movie. Okay?
Okay.
It's right before that.
But they're born.
Yeah, they're 20 years old at this point, 19 years old, whatever. Okay?
All right.
We're
So it's
good?
not the first
No,
ever.
no, and that's what I wanted to make sure you understood.
Yeah, because I didn't understand that.
I know. Do you understand now?
I do now.
Okay, here. I want you to take this with you. Pretend it's a secret message for the rebellion. And hold on to it and study it tonight.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you see somebody sitting there with a light on from their phone,
You're trying
that's
to figure it out.
me.
But see
trying
how
to
you
read
like how
the
I put it in your
flowchart.
terms like Ewoks. Oh, I know that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
okay.
give me, historical points.
Oh, man, I'm sweating now because you got me upset. All right. Florida Georgia Line and Holy coming up on the Breakfast Club.